Loki, issue number 1. That's right, folks, we're doing it. After the success of the Scarlet Witch book that I had no expectations for, and it's like my favorite book currently on Marvel shelves, I thought I'd dive deeper into characters that I don't really care to talk about. Loki being one of them in particular, that I have no connection to this character in any capacity. The movie thing is whatever. I understand why that character is so popular for people, like the trickster god, blah blah blah. It's kind of fun for people, but Marvel's been having really good luck giving these characters their solo story that makes something special. So I thought I'd give it a shot. We'll talk about Loki for a minute. If the numbers are good, we'll keep talking about Loki. I think it'll be fine. I know Loki's got a big audience, and I'm just not one of them. All that said, I think this book does a lot of interesting things. I'm still not sold on this very concept. I think I can feel like, where we're going, where we're going to tread water on certain aspects, but that's not a problem when you have a character who is so steeped in both real mythology and Marvel mythology. It's fine when things play out the same way they have a million times over. No problem with that. We get some narration from this book. Now, I believe it's from the perspective of, the fingernails that the ship are made out of. Did they confirm that? I don't know. It's just the way they were talking. That's what it sounded like. So I think this is a real event in the history of Loki's mythology in the real world. The idea being he was a bad guy and he wanted to play tricks on the Norsemen. So he'd steal their fingernails and he'd turn it into a big ship. And it'd be a ship he'd use to destroy Asgard. And it was called the Nagflar or something. The Naflar, something like that. And the idea was, since nobody wanted to give him their fingernails, he took the fingernails of bad people, and it was built on the bad guys. So evil Loki made a ship out of bad fingernails and attacked Asgard with it, forcing a Ragnarok to happen. The idea of this book also being a Ragnarok happens every 10 minutes, which I kind of like that. It's if we do a Ragnarok enough, there's no need for a Ragnarok. But cool, fun. So there's some history for the ship. It looks great. The artwork is fantastic. The colors are really cool. I dig it. I dig the way this book looks. The page that is just the hands rummaging through the fingernails is so cool. I think it looks awesome. And then we see that Thor shows up. He's like, Loki, you're not the god of mischief anymore. You're the god of stories. I get that. It's all cool. I'm here for your character arc because you're in the movies. We can't make you a villain strictly anymore. I get it, but why are you in Florida right now? So we open up the book. There's Loki in Florida. Cool, and I guess the running joke is that he's Florida man, and every time something happens in Florida, it's Loki just screwing about for a minute. Hey, that's kind of fun. I get it. And I know what we're doing with Loki here. He's the androgynous, little crazy guy, just doing whatever he wants, looking cool. He's got black fingernails. He's got cool eyeliner. I get what we're doing with him. That thing could easily not be for everybody, and I completely understand that. I think the Thor mythology in the comics is, it's not hard to penetrate. It's just so much stuff happening every single second of every single minute. What is any of it? So if we're taking a minute for Loki to be silly, I guess that's kind of cool. Because he's the god of stories now, he's trying to get to the frost giants of Jotunheim. I don't know. Jotunheim sounds right to me. They're reading books. Cool, he's trying to teach them everything. And because he's teaching them, they're reading a story on Norse mythology. And two frost giants read a book. They're like, Loki made a ship to destroy Asgard. We should go steal that ship from Asgard. So that's what they do. Two of them go steal a ship. They sail it away. And because they're dumb, they crash it into the world tree. That's funny. That's a good setup for this book. I have no problem with that. Their names are Rut and Glut. And I think, okay, that's kind of fun. They crash through time. The ship breaks. Back on Midgard, Loki and Thor both see the tree was hit by something. And it's we should probably go deal with that thing. That's probably Loki's fault. So Loki puts on his garb, looking cool. Modern Loki in the comics, I don't love the design. I know what we're doing. It's closer in line to, this is something we could potentially throw on Tom Hiddleston if we wanted to. I like the big stupid helmet and headpiece. Give me that crap. I don't know. But it is Loki's fault. And he's upset about it. And they find the ship. Naglfar. I'm gonna have a stroke saying that. But the ship broke. Oh no, that's not good. Well, 3 pieces shattered off of it, and we both know what happens when, pieces of ancient magic float through the cosmos. So one piece lands in, oh my goodness, Nidavellir, the dwarf planet. Cool. Another one gets caught up in like a celestial current and is like floating away. Another one crashes on Midgard and somebody finds it. We don't know who finds it, but a human found it. Cool. So we got to restore the ship and we got to make sure those pieces are back together, because if people find out this ship used to destroy Asgard is out in the open again, it could mean War of the Realms. Cool. Fun. Interesting enough story. So Loki uses his magic, he bottles up the remaining parts of the ship, heads back to Jotunheim, where he's just like, okay, I gotta find the things to do the stuff. Here's my magic sword that's gonna help me guide me through all this. He's got a little frost giant servant guy who's a little bit of annoying. I guess he's not a frost giant, just like a frost being. They're not all giants. I don't know. Can you tell I don't read Loki or Thor books often? Because what is any of this? It's so fine. So Loki opens the front door. A couple of frost giants are waiting for him. He's like, good, you guys are here. Prepare for war in case it happens. They're like, yes, let's do it. And you'll follow my order. You'll spill blood for anybody I say. They're like, yeah, let's do it. And if I found out any of you helped like Rut and Glut actually like take my ship, I'm going to kill you. And they're like, what? It's like, I know it was one of you. You don't have to say who it was or any of that shit, but I just know those idiots do not have the brains to pull this off, so they must have used some of your magic or your creativity. It's okay, I get it, but you could have just caused a Ragnarok. We're using Ragnarok for shorthand now that anything could go wrong at any moment. Okay, I think that's hilarious. What a funny joke. And the narration, which I still think is from the ship, is just like, yeah, there's like Ragnaroks throughout time. Some people think it's just like a metaphor for the universe itself, that it's going to destroy itself. And we see wars happening with barbarians and soldiers and Thanos. You're like, yeah, that just happens. And then we cut to Nidavellir, where one of these dwarves just randomly awakens and finds a piece of the ship. And it's like, oh, unlimited magic. I wonder what that could be. We'll go figure it out. So he sends his frost giants to go study up on everything in his library so he can go deal with the stuff. He's going to go find the first piece on Nidavellir. He goes there, and we see that this dwarf, Samir Thatchbeard, okay, has turned a part of the ship into an axe and is leading the rest of his people to war. Okie dokie. It's going to get shitty out in here. Cool. So he finds the piece. He forges it into a blade. He commands his armies, and they go in to attack Loki, and they are going to straight up murder Loki. And he's like, okay, you know, I'm like an ally to you people, right? Like, what are you doing this? Okay, if that's what's going to happen, it's going to happen. So we end the book seeing the axe swinging down over Loki, and there is like blood like hanging off of like the jar he put the ship in, and his helmet comes off. Look, Loki's not dead. We're not killing Loki in this lame a capacity, but hey, I don't hate this. I don't love it per se, but okay, I can dig this. I mean, there's some fun things in here. A little bit of a mystery, like we have to go find the pieces of the ship. We got cool artwork to set in that capacity, so there's some fun stuff in there. I guess if you're like a fan of like what they've done to Loki recently, this is like a great follow-up to whatever was happening there. Dan Waters is a writer I do enjoy. I like some of their work a lot, and I do like Mike Spicer's colors. I think he's really talented. Like, I don't have any real issues with this book. I just guess the thing it's doing has never been what I've been interested in with the character. Just the, you know, the anti-hero, like, boobity-doo, I'm this, I'm that, I'm all over the place. It's not as fun as just like the maniacal freak that's just disgusting and gross. I like a disgusting, gross Loki, not like this hot topic stud, you know? But I get the appeal, you know? I like when you can just like take fingernails, turn them into a ship, and then turn them into an axe. That's awesome. That's awesome. I can't deny that. So Loki issue number 1, I am going to give a 7 out of 10. Thank you all for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And as always, I will catch you in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Good luck.